Hello my crafty peeps, I'm Cheyenne from thePixieCrafter.com. We are going to be making a card today. Oh, here's some of the products that you're going to need for today. Let me just flip to the right sheet. So we've got the Merry Cafe stamp set. We're going to be using some of the stamps from that. I'm going to be using some of the coffee dyes from the Coffee Cafe bundle. I'm not 100% sure of the name of those, but all of the products will be listed over on thePixieCrafter.com. Just click on the coordinating blog post link. Now I've got a white doily from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to be using soft suede. I've got Tangerine Tango out, but I'm not going to be using it. It's going to end up being real red. I'm using a very vanilla thick cardstock base. I've got out some of the Regals Stampin' Right markers with my Tim Holtz marker spritzer. I love doing that. I've gone ahead and went ahead and die cut some of this stuff, so you can see the that corrugated cardboard wrapping that you would get around your coffee cups. I went ahead and did that, and I used some of the copper foil and some Whisper White cardstock with the seasonal layers dies to cut out some of the fall leaves. Now, first step, let's get to it. All right, I'm going to be doing some spraying and stuff onto my card front. So I want to make sure I'm protecting the card back. So I've got some copy paper, some computer paper, and I'm just going to mask off the back of it. And then I'm going to take some gold mist that I've made myself with the Perfect Pearls powder. So just water and Perfect Pearls, and you can spray it, whatever spray bottle you got. I'm using my heat tool to dry that up, and then I'm going to grab my Stampin' Right markers and the Tim Holtz marker spritzer. I love this tool. It is wonderful. You can use it with any brush tip marker, and I think that's fabulous. So I'm using, what am I using? I'm using Cherry Cobbler, crushed curry, and I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Cajun what? I didn't write it down, and I can't remember it because I just wrote you need the Regals marker set because that's how they are. Cajun Craze, that's it. So Cherry Cobbler, Cajun Craze, and crushed curries. These you have to get in the set. You can't buy them individually. The only one you can is the basic black. So I did all that spritzing kind of in a diagonal because I want a nice flow to it. Then let's get our stamping done. So I've got the coffee cup and the lid from the Merry Cafe bundle, the stamp set. Love the stamp set. So I'm stamping the cup with soft suede full strength, and then I'm going to stamp the lid. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp it just to give it a little bit of a difference in color. I've got my apple cider, and I'm going to use some basic black archival ink to stamp that, and real red to stamp the apple that that comes with the Merry Cafe, all of the solids to fill in the outlines, and I love that as well. And then I've got the Perk Up little coffee cup, and I love this. It's so cute. And I'm going to stamp that in real red as well. And then I'm going to grab my Big Shot and my magnetic platform, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut all of these guys out. If you don't have the magnetic platform, you can absolutely just use washi tape to make sure they're not moving around at all. Sometimes it's easier to do it that way because the magnets on the platform, they're not even, so sometimes they end up squiggling over. So if you got a whole bunch that you're trying to cut out, then the washi tape might be the better choice. Oh, I get all of those cut out, and then I grab my crumb cake. I love using this to distress things up a little bit. Eventually I'm going to remember that I have the distress inks in the distress colors, but I still have my crumb cake out with my stamping sponge. I do keep that sponge out all the time, and I'm just going to go ahead and make that corrugated cardboard piece like seem a little bit more 3D. And then I'm going to go around the edges of everything else just to kind of give some depth and dimension. So on one side, I am blending it in a little bit further than the other just to kind of almost give it like a shine mark, so it's looking like it's more round. And I'm doing the same thing to the lid and a little bit on the little label there. And I went ahead, I didn't have to do it on the perk up, you don't really see it, but I did. I distressed my doily a little bit because it was kind of a stark white, which would have worked too. And then I decided, you know what, since I'm distressing everything, let's distress the card front as well. And I decide to use my corner rounder to go ahead and round the top corners, and that's going to give it a little extra interest too. So I go ahead and do that, and I think, you know what, why stop here? Let's do the inside of the card so that when I'm ready to put in whatever sentiment I want, I can go ahead, like it's all ready, and I just have to stamp my sentiment, write my sentiment, you know, what I'm appreciating them for, and then I can just go ahead and send it off in the mail. And make sure you clean up your craft mat after you do that too, because it gets awful inky. And as you can see, I am using my Scotch ATG gun to go ahead and adhere everything together. I am so glad that I've found my ATG gun again because I really did miss it. I love the Stampin' Up snail adhesive, but I go through it like it's water. So I like not having to refill everything all the time. Now I'm just taking the leaves and just kind of seeing where I want them arranged. I can definitely tell that I need a little something between the cup and the doily because it's too much the same. So I know that I've got to pop that up a little bit. And I'm going to end up using my fine tip glue pen to adhere down those leaves. There is going to be one of those little small ones that I'm going to end up popping up with a dimensional, and think I ended up using no, I didn't. Yeah, so just the regular dimensionals for all of that. And remember when you're working with the fine tip glue pen to not leave it open for too long, because the glue will dry in the tip and then you will be sad. And it is a bit of a challenge to get that little needle into the tip, but it's worth it, I swear. That fine tip really comes in handy on those little delicate leaf outlines. And you can overlap the outline with the solid leaf and get a nice effect too, but I wanted mine to be separate just to add some more layers and dimension to it. Just another little tip when working with the fine tip glue pen is it doesn't adhere like super quick. It's not like the quick dry adhesive from Scotch, which that's not what it's called anymore. It's the tacky glue. You do have to like hold it down for like just a few seconds, maybe 15, or put an acrylic block over it, and just until it grabs a little bit. So you can see I'm almost done adhering down everything to my front and using my dimensional. Oh, I did use a mini dimensional on that little leaf. All right, wasn't sure. The mini dimensionals are wonderful if you haven't used them yet. They are so handy for so many things. And then I decide I need something else for the front. So I grab my Coffee Cafe stamp set and the Thanks a Latte stamp and the Real Red. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that and cut that out with the coordinating die from it. And I really think that it helps tie in more of that Real Red and just kind of give another little diagonal flow across, and just it fills it in nice. Like, I'm happy with how this turned out. I do have some of the Nuvo drops that I think I might have to add to this just because I can't stop. Look at all that shimmer from the Perfect Pearl Mister. It's so gorgeous. And then you've got the shine from the copper foil. I just love how this card turned out. And I kind of want to go get an apple cider now, so I might have to go do that. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave me any comments. I love getting your feedback. And remember, a list of products on my website. And yeah, until next time, happy crafting! Links or shop my Etsy boutique. And feel free to contact me to help book and plan a magical Disney vacation.